right, good morning. I thought we would take a few minutes today to go over CRMs. In this particular case, we're going to talk about CRMs that are open to any kind of business, which means any kind of business, by the way. And then some people are under the delusion that industry-specific CRMs are worth paying a lot more for, and I'm just not so convinced that the long-term outlook of buying these industry-specific CRMs is not going to be it's going to be a very heavy cost on you over its lifetime in more ways than just money. So what I did is I put together a few questions. I had ChatGPT answer them, but I'm the one that crafted the question, and I agree with ChatGPT's response to it. So the very first one is based on the number of users. What are the top 10 CRMs in the United States? And the response was Salesforce. I'll bring this over here and see if you can see it. The top 10 responses are Salesforce, Hubspot, Microsoft Dynamics 365, Zoho CRM. Zoho is also a company that makes an accounting product, I believe. Pipedrive, Salesforce, again, another one that makes an accounting product as well. Oracle may do it as well. Close CRM, Monday, you see those advertised quite a bit and less annoying. So my next question was, yes, several CRMs are well suited for booking. My next question was, which one of them would be suitable for booking and scheduling for a heating and air company, a plumber, an electrician, a contractor like that. And number one was, and this is really kind of Salesforce does rank number one in about every category, but Salesforce at what cost is what you have to ask yourself. HubSpot is another good one. Pipedrive, Salesforce. Now we get into the one called ServiceTitan, and I'm not going to pick on ServiceTitan in particular. They just popped up here in this response. I did not choose ServiceTitan, but you can also say like House Call Pro in the heating and air and plumbing, electrical service areas. You can say in the flooring business, there's a company out there called Broadloom, and so they all fall under that category of being industry specific, and so let's work on from there. So can you give me an approximate cost if you had 5 people using each of these services? And so basically it multiplies them out, 5 people, and this could be right or wrong. I just do not know. I'm not doing the research myself, but this is what ChatGPT 40 is saying, and so I'm sure they are pretty close when you get when you check into it. What was my next question here? Because I know what I'm trying to get to. I've actually got all the costs on a table that can kind of make some sense of it all when you start talking numbers. And so how would you describe the difference between Freshsales CRM, Pipedrive, Zoho, and HubSpot versus ServiceTitan? And in comparison, it kind of gives an explanation here, but it's not what I'm trying to get across. Maybe it gets down here. Key features, HubSpot, overview. ServiceTitan is specifically designed for the field service businesses like heating and air, electrical, and so it offers industry-specific features. In my opinion, there's not a feature that can't be built onto or activated within an existing CRM that I'm familiar with. Then I ask it, give me it's one thing to know the cost of it per month. which doesn't seem overwhelming. The difference between 150 and 350 doesn't seem like that big a deal, especially as a young entrepreneur. You have eyes for growth, and so you don't want to outgrow anything. But this is there are other things you need to take into account. No matter what kind of business you run, you need to take into account the long-term value of a client, for instance. Well, you need to take into account the long-term cost of an application, and that's what I'm trying to get at with this video. And so it multiplies out each one, and then it pops into this table, which I love. I didn't ask it to do that, but it did it. So Salesforce Essentials, that's probably an understatement for Salesforce. Zoho, $14, but it's $8,400 over 10 years. The one that I want you to understand is that your industry-specific applications cost more per month, and then look at how, when you start talking over 10 years, you start talking serious money. And that's why starting now, not 10 years from now, you need to plan, what are you going to do if you choose to move to the next thing? And I think that's what I get to right here. 3 reasons to not buy a CRM that is industry specific. So, number 1, times change and so do apps. You can read on through this here. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will post this as a document link to the bottom of this video, so that you can click on it and read it in more detail at your own leisure. The lifetime cost of these apps, even as they are priced today, is going to be very high. Hubspot CRM is approximately $12,000, whereas ServiceTitan's $150,000. All right, as you can tell from the phone ringing, I had to take a TV timeout. But that's good. It gave me a few minutes to check on some things. The price that I showed you for Salesforce, I think, is really low. I think, what did I come up with on here? Let me find the right screen. Let me hit that one. No, we don't want to listen to that. Let's hit close. Bam. There you go. We're talking about lifetime cost of an application. Let me find the spreadsheet. I think it was back up this way. Yeah, this $25 is a joke. You're gonna have to add on so many things. Elsewhere during the timeout, I read wouldn't be anything to spend $250 to $300 on it too. So you've got two. I mean, they're the industry leader. They're traded on the New York Stock Exchange or something like that. The biggest guys they draw the most flies, and so they can afford to charge more and more for their product. The other people have to work for your business, and so check all these prices out too, is the bottom line. I'm pretty certain that ServiceTitan with some add-ons, even for a small company, is going to wind up costing you $250 a month. And that one, so that you're hitting $15,000, a 10-year cost of $150,000, and it's something you need to take into consideration. I will put, like I said, I will post all these notes down at the bottom, a link to them in a Google sheet, not a sheet, but a Google page, so that you can read it, and you can do your own search as well. Is that as far as I went? Oh, so now here's legacy CRMs. I'm not a big fan of legacy anything, because you wind up, I've watched it, my wife works at a bank, and once they have a solution, it tends to be quite the pain in the butt to upgrade it and then still have it work the way people have gotten used to it working. we call those legacy products, and legacy CRMs have a bunch of, let's say you did want to move to a new company. Sometimes it's hard to get your data away from them. They hold your data hostage. And so keep that in mind. Maybe even ask questions about it. Oh yeah, they're going to help you move over to their product, but how hard would it be for you then to, let's say 3-6 months down the line, that brings up another part. Do not sign a contract on this stuff. If they think their stuff is so hot, then you should be able to go month to month to begin with, and then once you get it fully implemented, to get the lower price for something you're going to use over the next year, they should offer you 1-year pricing plans that you pay up front. I do that with my hosting packages. I use Google. I actually have servers on Google, and with Google, if I buy a cloud service like virtual machines for hosting websites on, it can cost 1/3. If I sign an agreement saying that I'll stay with them for 1 year, and they don't make me pay up front, I'm just telling them I'm staying for a year, they will lower the price by 50%. And if I sign and say that I'm going to be there for 3 years, I don't know how they would ever enforce it. It lowers it by 2/3. That's pretty darn significant, is to only pay 33% or so of what the original price was. So I've got great servers that I pay very little for my clients. I've had them, as a side note, started using Google for my Google Cloud for my servers 4 years ago, as opposed to I need to do a video about that, and it has saved me so much heartache and pain over time. But anyway, a lack of tools to move away, high exit costs, dependency on the vendor support, conclusion: to avoid the risk of having your data held hostage by a legacy CRM, it is crucial that the CRM system support standardized data formats and offers robust export and import tools, maintains clear and fair exit strategy. The approach ensures that a business can adapt to new technologies and market changes, and without being burdened by outdated systems. And might I say, they're not going to change the price over time. You go with an industry-specific product and you sign on at $300 a month or whatever it might be, it's not going to go down from there. They're not going to, whereas with the others, they may lower the price because first of all, they appeal to everyone in the market looking for a CRM that integrates with everything. And then I'm not even touching on the ones where you can build your own CRMs now. I build CRMs using a product called Airtable. Google's, every day Google updates their calendar, they update their contacts app, they update their to-do list product. All of those function together as a CRM. In fact, if you're here and just have 1 or 2, even 3 people that work for you, I believe in taking baby steps. And if you're not making full use of Google Contacts, Google Calendar, and Google Tasks, then you have no business buying any one of these. If you listen to any of my videos, I'm at some point going to give the example of when I bought my first microwave oven. It was back in the days of the Amana radar range, and I can remember paying, this was 30-something years ago, paying $750 for a microwave oven. The kinds you can go out and buy now for certainly under $50. I haven't priced them post-Biden, but I know that they were down to $39.95 at Walmart, and they were stacked up in the aisles. And all I did with that thing was wind up heating up dinner and reheating a cup of coffee. for $750, which now would probably be $1,800 to $2,000 easily. So it's just a prime example of why you don't want to get locked into an industry specific. They're going to say that their sales pitch is going to be very predictable, that they cater to the industry and just that industry, but you need to try and put this together with generic tools that will still work just as well. You still have to implement them, because implementation is the real struggle. If you've got to build a price book, you've got to build a price book anywhere. And so that's going to take some time and effort, and then work out how the scheduling works. That's going to take some time and effort, and work through the workflows that, from the time the phone rings until the time the job is closed out is just a beginning nowadays. If you don't follow up with your customers, I can ramble on and on about this. So let's keep it short as possible here, and we'll meet again to talk business soon. Appreciate you hearing me out, and good luck.